I guess welcome back. For those of you that didn't know, I had August off and, well, it was a wonderful month off. And as I'm coming back into the job, I just wanted to share some of the clarity I got with my time off. First off, this is the beginning of a new set that I'm still working on. This is going to fill out a bit. It's going to be a little cleaner and there will be more light added. But when talking about new beginnings, it's a great place to start. No, I will not be getting rid of my old background, but fun fact, that is literally my workspace for my day job. So this does take a little bit of pressure off keeping it clean, which I've been horrible at doing for so long. But I'm also going to be doing some work on that background, as well as my desk needs an update to accommodate my workflow, which has been increasing in size. All that to say, I will be switching between these backgrounds going forward. Now, this did take me quite some time to settle on though. I actually had plans to do something like this about a year ago, but space has been a massive issue where I'm at, and it kind of stalled me out on ideas. But once I did get the energy to start working on it, I think it came out quite nice. I like the color, and it should be a nice change of pace. Again, stay tuned for its final form, as I think it's going to be quite nice in the end. As for some changes coming to the channel though, well, let's talk about that. Now, if you've spent any time on our live streams, Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, by the way, you're going to know that I am somewhat full-time on this channel. Not completely on YouTube, but Dark Corner Studios is an active studio that does audio work. And part of that is making money to fill the gaps that I don't make on here. So I'm an editor for some pretty big podcasts, and that keeps the money flowing quite nicely. That said, they can be thirsty for my attention, so it has limited the scope of how much work I can do on here on this channel. It isn't limiting it a huge amount, as it hasn't necessarily killed my time, but it has made me become much more scheduled. Loop that in with being a dad, husband, etc., etc. Well, my days are pretty packed. On top of that, I have my passion project on my second channel, Dark Corner Media, which I pop some content out once in a while there. I'm attempting to do once every 2 weeks. We'll see how that goes. That channel, though, is sadly much further down the priority list than everything else, so that might change once it gets monetized, but we'll see. Now, I have been ramping this studio up for one big reason, so I do not have to go out and get what they call a real job. So far, so good. But some of the same stuff pops up when you're dealing with a day job, and some other things have come up that are unique to running your own business. And these things have caused a decent amount of stress. And all that culminated in my state of mind when I left for holidays. Now, what I can say is I will not be dropping my frequency of videos on this channel. I have proudly put one a week out for several years, and even at some points gotten 2 a week out, and I don't want that to change. However, one of the things that might is the deadline. They might not drop on Mondays at 10 a.m. And honestly, I'm rather positive that it won't have any lasting effect on this channel, but I do believe that not having that ridiculously firm deadline in my head will be easier on me. Let me be clear though, 99% of the videos will still be dropping on Monday at 10 a.m. Just a little bit of wiggle room and no guilt if it doesn't, which I can tell you might not seem like a massive deal, but honestly, I think it will be for me. YouTube can be a merciless profession, though that isn't YouTube's fault. When you create content, you find yourself obsessing over all the things small and big. And I think the key to true success on here is literally being able to prioritize and not sweating the small things. It is easier said than done sometimes though, and I struggle with it almost every day. Now, there is a lot of fun stuff being planned here, and I really want to make sure that the product I'm putting out is not hitting the shelf because it was rushed for a deadline. I want to make sure it is done and ready for the spotlight. Other than that, I'd love to know what you guys think of this behind me. Now remember, it is not done yet. I have a bit more to get this thing up and running. A little too bright in here. I have a light right above me. Not sure I like that. However, I think this is going to look pretty cool. What do you think? But if studio stuff is your thing, check this out. This was the precursor to my current studio now, and it features some of Dylan's music. It's actually kind of cool.